Hi guys, this is a quick tutorial just to show you what the exams will look like. I'm not going to give you any of the answers, I'm not going to give you the questions, but I'm going to give you the structure. And then for each subject I will talk about the content that you need to go through. But I think this is the most important part for you to get ready to prepare for your exams. So you can see this is the template that we use to prepare the zoology or the Zoo 102, Animal Studies 102 exam, but they're all the same. They have exactly the same front cover. You can see that in this exam there are 34 questions, there are 7 pages, and then the first page requires you not to turn over until you're told to do so. So when you get your exam paper, you can start and you can keep it flat. Then what you need to take notice of is that each of these sections needs to be answered in a separate workbook, in a separate answer book. So when you get your exam, we will give you 3 answer sheets. One answer sheet for section A, one for section B, and one for section C, unless you are told otherwise. What will probably happen is you will be able to answer section A and B in one booklet and section C in the last booklet. Okay, so section A, answer all the questions are multiple choice questions. And you can see in this exam, which is quite standard across our exams, you get 20 or 25 multiple choice questions to answer. You will have the question which is explicit, it's presented very clearly, and you will have 5 alternative answers that will then provide the answer to the question. So the first section is always multiple choice. Then section B, so section B and section C is structured according to who presented the lectures. So in this case, for example, section B would address all of the urochordates, the fishes, and the amphibians, which is the part that I lectured, and in other subjects it will be the work that I presented. And then if I was the first lecturer to present the information to you, and then the last section, in this case section C, will be where, in this case, Dr. Minnie presents his questions. And you can see, apart from the 25 questions that were asked in the multiple choice in this case, that you can see the remainder of the questions are divided between section B and section C. So in section B and C, you have a combination of definitions where you need to define the following terms, and then you'll have a few longer questions. So in this case, for example, I have asked you for 8 definitions for 8 marks, and then I'll ask you either one or a combination of a few short answers to total 7 marks in question 27, and then for question 28 I will again ask you for a few short questions that will total 13 marks. Then in Dr. Minnie's section, or in the other lecturer's section, similarly, he presented, or he required 5 definitions, and then you can see questions 31, 32, 33, and 34, he required these longer term questions where you need to write short essays or a paragraph for your answer. It's very important to look at the mark allocation and to ensure that you answer your question appropriately for the number of marks allocated. If I'm asking you for 5 marks and I'll ask you to discuss something or present something, don't just give me one answer. Don't just give me 3 words or something, because there's no way that I can justify 7 marks or 5 marks or whatever it is from that very short answer. So you do need to spend a little bit more time with that. Okay, so that's what the exam looks like. There are 3-hour exams, all of them. You have 3 hours to complete the exam, and we do attempt to represent and cover all of the work that you have received, and that is a requirement of the exam committee, that we represent all of the work that you've been presented with. So that's the next step now, is to show you individually what work has been covered and what the questions are about. All right, that's it from the first one.